So here I'm going to head over to the item section, and here, quick link just gets me there. Of course, I could have searched for it as well. And here you'll find the item master. So the item master, we have different ways of viewing all of our records. This is showing you just a larger view. You can come here and choose the layout and say, show me a list view, which is by far the most popular view. And this is how most of my customers choose to see their product listing. I want to bring your attention here to the right. You'll see Power BI reports. This is another one of those areas where I can bring reports in directly from Power BI directly into here. And this is where I can laser target the item that I'm on. So look over here, you'll see the item attributes. I've selected this Paris guest chair, and it's showing me the attributes for that chair. I would see the report filtered for that chair. If I choose the workout and recovery item here, it'll update accordingly to the workout and recovery. So a better example, I guess, would be the conference room bundle. Nope. How about, there we go, the Rome guest chair. So you'll see here it updated the details around the Rome guest chair. So it does the same thing. You have the ability to configure the column layout that you see here, what the screen looks like, and everything that you see here is exportable out to Excel. So you can export anything here out to Excel simply by saying, add it to Excel. It gives you the column layout and any of the filtering that you apply. So you can apply filtering to these columns to find what you're looking for. So let's go ahead and create a new. Stepping me through a wizard with templates. Now here I have some predefined templates set up. During an implementation, we will define what templates you guys need when creating new items so that users aren't creating items from scratch every single time. You can default lots of information in there for them. So here I'm going to just choose an item, let's say an item with no sales tax. Doesn't really matter. So when I choose OK, what it did is it brought me to the item master. And what it did is it defaulted a bunch of information for me. So you'll find here under the posting details, because I chose an item with no tax, it brought in things like the no tax posting group, the non-taxable tax group, inventory posting group for resale. It set the FIFO method for me, and it set the type of item that I'm sending up to inventory. So it's up to you. You guys can define as many of these defaulted fields as you want based on those templates. These posting groups define how this item links back to the GL. So we have what's called number series, and you can define the number series for everything in the system. A lot of my customers will define multiple number series for the same thing. So for example, they may define 3 different number series for items. And let's just choose a bad example of tax and no tax. And if you want your taxable items to start with a T, that template can drive the item number to start with a T. If you choose a non-taxable item, the template can drive the number series to start with the letter N. And they'll all have their own unique numbering. So here I'm creating an item called test item. And you can have an item blocked, meaning you don't want to sell it anymore, or leave it unblocked to be able to sell it. We can define what we're creating here as an item or a service if you're providing a service. The base unit of measure, and usually the base unit of measure is the most fundamental unit of measure. And you'll see that I can do different types of units of measure throughout the whole system, where I can define the most basic unit of measure, I can define the sales unit of measure, a purchasing unit of measure. So for example, let's talk about a can of soda. Your base unit of measure might be a single can. You might purchase it by the case, but you might sell it by the 6-pack. And we have the ability to do all of that, and all the pricing is driven accordingly. And all that drives through production as well, so you can define on the production order all of that as well. Item category codes, this gives you the ability to categorize your products for reporting purposes, to be able to slice and dice reports. So here, you want to run a report on chairs or desks or tables and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose a table here. By choosing a table, it is showing me attributes based on table. If I chose, let's say, chair, what it's going to do is it's going to change my attributes for that of a chair. And then I can define different attributes for a chair. So you guys define the attributes per category code. And then each of your products can have a value for their attributes. Again, this becomes important not only for reporting, but we often see this being driven out to an e-commerce website to be able to catalog the product up on the website. So this is going to help you keep all your chairs together and leverage the attributes for your search on your website.